In this tutorial series, we will be creating a new project that allows us to manage users and groups defined for a generic company or organization. The users for the company can be added, updated, or deleted using the API we will create. To create this API, we will use a framework that provides many tools to help expedite the amount of time it takes to create a fully functioning API. Along with managing users added to the system, this project will be able to manage groups within the company and which users are contained within each group. You could think of these groups as departments within the company, or different levels of access control for users set up in the company's systems. For this project, we're going to set up a few different groups representing different access control groups within the company. I have chosen this project because it allows us to explore a new tool while learning about modern web development practices and RESTful conventions. In modern web development, separating the backend API from the front-end user experience is becoming a widely followed practice. The front end of the application is typically handled by a JavaScript library, such as Vue, React, or Angular, and the backend API connected to a data source is handled by an API framework, such as .NET Core, Node.js, or Django REST framework. Modern developers can choose to focus solely on front-end or back-end design. If a developer is confident in their abilities in both aspects, they brand themselves as full-stack developers, meaning they have knowledge of both front-end and back-end concepts. The front end of an application is responsible for integrating with a user in the browser and taking in data through the use of forms and buttons. The front end does not store this data because data storage within a browser is inefficient. Rather, the front end interacts with the data source through the API built in the back end. This interaction typically occurs through the use of hyperlinks and different types of HTTP requests. The back end of the application, on the other hand, is responsible for receiving the data from the front end and storing this data within a data source such as a database. The backend can also be responsible for defining routes, which send specific files or views to the browser to render based on the URL the user wants to access. Now that we have an overview of the direction and purpose of this project, we can learn about the tool we will be using, the Django REST framework. For more Python tutorials, like, share, and subscribe to the PyPros channel.